What's more important to your online business, email marketing or social media? In this video, I'm gonna make the case for why email is still king. When it comes to online businesses, social media definitely has a place, and we're gonna talk about that. But email is the thing that is going to set your business up to be scalable, profitable, and the least hassle for you moving forward. Let's talk about it in this video. For all of that, stick around. My name is Lane. This is my channel. I love to help digital entrepreneurs start and grow profitable online businesses. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. And I want to give you something for free as a way to say thank you for stopping by today. Go to lanesebring.com/super simple. This is my super simple guide to your first $500 online. It's the exact steps that I use to start my 2 online businesses and grow them to 6 figures and multiple 6 figures this year and beyond. So get that for free. It is the best way for you to get started growing your online business. lanesebring.com/super simple. So as we dive into this, I want to begin by talking about social media and why it is not king. Now, I want to tell you, a lot of people, when they go into online business, their first thought is, I need as many Instagram followers as possible, or I need to grow my TikTok followers as big as possible, or even my YouTube channel needs to grow as large as possible, or I need more followers on Facebook, or I need fill in the blank. The thought behind that is that the larger I can grow my social media, the bigger my business is going to be, and the more money I make, right? That's kind of the idea. And that might work if you have an influencer business where you rely on massive numbers of subscribers, massive numbers of followers to tout brand sponsorships and things like that. That's a totally different business model. What I'm talking about with online business is where you're going to sell courses, you're going to sell consulting, coaching, membership sites. In that kind of business, social media is a nice to have for a few reasons, but it falls way short of email. The first reason why social media is not king is because you are subject to the whims of the individual platforms. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, they can change anything at any time. Let me give you an example. Years ago, there was a lot of people who worked very hard on building their Facebook business pages. And I know a lot of people that built their Facebook business pages up very high. Engagement was great. They could post something and most of the people who liked their page would see it. The problem happened when they decided that they were going to switch the model from organic reach to a pay-to-play model, where instead of posting to your page and most of the people who follow your page seeing it, only a very small percentage actually see it. If you want more to see, you got to boost the post. In other words, you got to give Facebook money to make people see that post. So just like that, overnight, people who relied on their Facebook pages to reach their audience had that completely stripped away from them. So a lot of people moved over to Facebook groups where it's easier to have a little bit more of an organic reach. The problem is, at any point, Facebook could rip the cord on that. Go over to Instagram, same thing happened there. People that had massive followings and massive reaches on Instagram, the rules change and their reach changes. When it comes to email, you own your list. You can take that list with you anywhere. I had my list on MailChimp at first, then I migrated it over to ConvertKit, and then 3 years ago, I migrated it again over to Kajabi, and that's where it's been ever since. But it's my list. I can take it with me anywhere I want, and I'm emailing those people instead of actually getting on social and hoping that they're on at that time and being at the whims of the platform. So when it comes to social media, you're subject to the platform's whims, algorithmic changes, rule changes, whatever. You do not own that list of people. They're on another platform. You're just renting space there. That list is not yours. You do not own it. You do not have control. It could be taken from you in a second and they wouldn't even feel bad about it. And then number 3, and this is perhaps the biggest thing, is that when people are on social media, they're not really there to make buying decisions. They're on there to scroll, they're on there to check out what their friends are doing, they're on there to distract from life. They're not really sitting there thinking, what could I look at to buy today, typically. Now, email is totally different. This is what we're going to talk about in a second. Conversion rates on email are very high, and people tend to go from email to a buying decision very, very quickly, whereas on social, there's a few more steps involved, like email. But when people are on social, they tend to just want to be distracted. They don't really want to make a buying decision right then and there, at least not as much as email. So with all of that, you don't own it. You're subject to the whims, the algorithm can change, and most people are not looking to make a buying decision. Social media is not as good as email. Now, where it does play a massive role is keeping top of mind. It's a great way to reach new people, and it's a great way to stay top of mind with your community. But the big, massive point of social media is to get people from social media to your email list, because on the email list is where you're able to actually sell your products. So think about content as a marketing tool, like your audio content, your podcast, your written content, your blog post, your video content, your YouTube channel. That's marketing. Social media is a form of marketing because it's staying top of mind, staying engaged. It's a great way to keep your community engaged with you, keep them thinking about you, and potentially reach more people. So it's a form of marketing. But email is where the sales take place. Email is where the process for selling your online courses, selling your membership sites can be automated and simplified, and people are more likely to buy in their inbox than they are on social. So let's get to what makes email the best. What makes email king? The first thing that makes email king is something that I've actually already mentioned, but it's worth mentioning again, and that is you own your list. You are not subject to the whims of a platform. You're not subject to algorithms. I mean, if somebody is in your inbox, they will see your email in most cases. Now, in some cases, it can go to the promotions tab. In some cases, it might go to spam, but it's still far, far better than social, where in most cases, they're not going to see it unless you pay. You don't have that on email. You own the list. Nobody's standing between you and the people who have subscribed to you. Number two, you have direct contact with your people. I love the fact that in a tool like Kajabi, I can put personalizations like the first name. I can put that in the subject line. I can put that in the body of the email. Anywhere I want, I can put that subscriber's first name. So when they read it, it is to them and it's direct. I'm sending it from my email address to their email address, and it's directly from me to them. Even though it's automated, even though it's in a tool like Kajabi, it's still direct contact. And I do not have that on social unless I direct message, which is a much more manual process. It's just not scalable. Email, far more scalable, far more direct process. Another reason why email is massively, massively helpful is that conversion rates are much higher in email. When people are in their inbox, they are much more likely to click over and buy. This is why anywhere you go, if you go to Banana Republic and you're trying to make a purchase, they're going to want to know your email address. If you go to Express and you try to buy clothes, they're going to say, what's your email? They're probably going to also ask for your phone. We'll talk about that in another video, but they're going to want to either text you, email you, or both. What they don't ask for is for you to follow them on social. Again, that's a nice to have, but they know if they can send you a 20% off email, you're probably going to click on that and buy versus just following them on social. Hopefully you'll see a sale. You probably won't, but even if you do, you're not really on social to buy. They know that. The biggest brands know this, which is why they want your email. Do the same thing. Get their email address, knowing that when they see that there's something to buy from you and it comes into their email inbox, they're much more likely to click and convert. In other words, buy. Another reason why email is awesome is automations. You can actually set up in a tool like Kajabi all the automations you want. In other words, somebody downloads your lead magnet, which puts them on your email list, and then they get sent email number 1, email number 2, all these things that you have pre-written. They get value and they get amazing things from you, and then they get an opportunity to see the course that you have and then buy the course. Or maybe you put in there a registration page where they can watch a evergreen webinar which sells them on your coaching or your course. all of that is automated within email. Very hard to automate on social media, very hard. You cannot do this kind of automation on social media. This is exclusive to email marketing, which is what makes it king. Now, if you're wondering like how all this stuff fits together and how to make all this happen, Kajabi is the answer to that question. You can start Kajabi for free for 30 days using my link, lanesebring.com/Kajabi. You also get a lot of amazing perks using my link, like a 45-minute strategy session with me where we can talk about your business, talk about these exact strategies together. You can also get my free exclusive Kajabi course, all for using my link below. So if any of this appeals to you and you want to try it out, go to lanesebring.com/Kajabi to get started there. And if you want to know more about email marketing, check out this playlist that I made, which will put in more detail everything that we talked about in this video, and you'll get a great start with email marketing in your online business. So click right there and I'll see you in that video.